Welcome back to another video. Today is sort of an very random style video, I guess. I haven't really had the time to sit down and figure out what I'm going to talk about, so I guess we'll just ramble on for a while. But I have been seeing a lot of confusion lately between Asatru or Asatru, however you want to say it, and Odinism. And I figure that's something we could talk about. Asatru is... Let me give you my interpretation. Asatru is the culmination of the Norse pagan religion. Odinism is specifically the worship of Odin. From my experience, from what I've seen. Me personally, I don't like either one of them, either one of those terms. They're both involved in a lot of white supremacy and just general racism and bigotry. Not a big fan. So I use the term heathenry. It's sort of an all-encompassing term. It just rounds everything up real nicely. I know people that give their belief system a specific title, like Asatru or Odinism. Honestly, you don't have to make it that black and white. There is a lot of gray area there. But I have been asked about traditionalism, Reconstructionism, and modernism when it comes to heathenry. Traditionalism is the traditional practices that we know of. Traditionalism is living very commonly with the way our ancestors used to live. Reconstructionism are those trying to regain the glory of our ancestors, the trying to rebuild the faith, as it were. That's not always the case. That's not always what it needs to be. I myself am a modernist. I take what I know and how I practice and I apply it to a modern society, a modern way of living. You can pretty easily go back to the original ways. But with the way things are today, there are hiccups in that. It's not impossible, but it is doable. I know that to live off the grid, you still have to be connected to the power grid. So you have to pay the minimum price a month, whatever it is. And I know that you can have a garden without any limitations. I mean, where I live, and I'm pretty sure it's the same way in most states, if not all of them, when you buy a piece of property, when you sign on the dotted line, everything that is on your property, below and above your property, is yours to do with what you choose. If I wanted to get out here in my yard and dig a 30-foot deep hole, 10 feet wide, I could. That's just the way it is here. I don't know exactly the way it is everywhere else, but that's the way it is here. Now, I know a lot of Reconstructionists and traditionalists. They're a tough crowd. They really are. They have a tendency to be very overbearing and righteous. They feel that what they're doing is perfect, exactly the way it should be. Well, it's not for them to say. If they believe what they're doing is right, then it's right for them. Doesn't mean it's right for anybody else. But I know more modernists, modern heathens, people who take the practices and worship and apply it to our daily lives in the world we live in, with the technology we have and everything. And that's where I stand, because I see that the world itself changes and we have to change with it, otherwise we'll fail. I enjoy technology. I hate it all the same, but it's a thing. It's a real. We have to use it. We have to have cell phones. We have to have cars. We've got to have electricity so we can run water in the house and cook food and keep food cool in the refrigerator. And we have to have technology to be able to survive these days. Now, you could survive without it, but it would be hard. Especially today, there are so many restrictions on living primitively that it makes it really tough. Now, I know that there are a lot of people that probably don't know exactly where they fall, and that's probably for the best. You don't want to put a title on it. Once you put a title on it, you have to stick to it. That's the issue. That's the problem. I know that among most of my heathen friends, we're primarily, sweat bee. We are primarily modernists. We live in a modern world, and we take advantage of the world we live in, because that's exactly what our ancestors would have done. They would have taken every advantage to get a leg up. That's just the way they were. Now, this is just my opinion. I know that there will be people that don't like my opinion, and you know what? I don't care. It's not about whether you like me. I'm far past being liked by everybody. Now, I know that there is a lot of... If you know the heathen community at all, you do know that there is a big stink going on right now. And I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to name names or anything like that. But I do want to say this. Anyone that is involved in that situation, that is guilty, or not guilty, innocent, that was unaware of everything going on, I'm sorry that you're having to deal with that. That's a big thing. That's a tough thing. So just know that I am sorry you're having to go through it. If you had no knowledge or anything like that, it becomes guilt by association, and that's not right. That's not fair. But that's all I'm really going to say about that, because that's a very, very touchy subject right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's probably for the best. Now, I mentioned in my previous video how I wanted to do like a VR gaming channel. I currently have some equipment on the way that'll be here this week to help my recording and everything. I've got the editing software. Now I just need to start recording my gameplay and stuff. I've got my VR set up. It's going. I've been playing it and enjoying it. I don't have an external camera yet. Might be able to use my phone and just do picture in picture, but we'll find out. but that's coming along great. But I am having trouble coming up with a name for the channel though. So if you get any ideas, throw them in the comments down there. I'd appreciate it. But that's all I have for today, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified. Bye.